Minions have spawned.
If I actually face check this Nasus, I win, so. Now the question is, I need to try to figure out which way their jungler started because I have to get a ward at the right time to watch for his gank. I also really want to not shove my lane, which is going to be hard to do. Because if I want to aggress the Nasus at all, it opens me up to getting ganked because it's going to push. And trying to get away from like Wither and crap is not easy. Okay, so he's chilling here.
Obliteration.
I'll get some damage down. No big deal.
Urge to kill.
That was a miss. Oh man, I'm actually almost doomed from doing that. That was kind of bad play. Alright, he's going to be done with his camp pretty soon. Let's do it with Q there. Okay, I'm going to put my relic down. You can still go through Tri-Brush and like W to a minion or something, but generally speaking, I'm a bit safer here. Okay, yes, we both chugged our potions. Unfortunately, he's getting a lot of Q stacks and I'm not stopping him. And you can see, of course, he's not pushing, whereas I did from everything that I was trying to do. I actually might have underestimated the jungle clear, because my relic seems to be a bit early, judging by where Elise is right now. That's awesome. I'm actually going to max E and see if I can push him out of lane by spamming that. Let's see how it goes. It might be horrible. Okay, he didn't take damage from that. That's good. I mean, if you want to shove, you can. Oh, hello. So, a small problem here is that Lee Sin actually tends to outfight Elise. Nope, okay, Elise got all the burst in the world on him. That's awesome. Yeah, so as long as I do a good job of actually sustaining myself, don't you dare land that Q on me. At least you better kill that man. Hey, I can't help you, so that's kind of all on you. Okay, if Lee Sin lands a Q, I die, so I can't stay anymore. That's a little bit rough. Alright, so I'm pretty sure I'm going to lose. I'm losing my lane right now. I'm up 2 CS, but that doesn't mean much. Because Nasus also scales in different ways. I'm going to only sit with 2 potions. I don't think I need the third. But I'm going to get towards this Ravenous Hydra. Once I get really good lifesteal, I can spam E even easier. Because I will just be at full health all the time and I can just deal this damage. So I do 150 true damage. It only costs 47 health. That's not bad. I basically go, what, plus 110 health every time I do this? Like, that's so good. Damn. Okay, cool. He's 21 CS, I'm 21 CS. I'm going to keep this frozen as best I can. It will push out because my minions get there first. There's like his minions are all taking free damage right now. Ward that again. Okay, River's warded by him. Okay, that's actually really bad for him to do this. Bad by him. He shouldn't be doing it. I actually shouldn't have W'd there. Yeah, I wasted a bunch of CS doing that. That was not really worth it. I can make him run out of mana a little bit, but like, I wasted a bunch of mana. Like, I haven't played enough of the new Olaf to remember that like W doesn't do anything if you're not right clicking. I did it to like land more Q damage, which is useless because it doesn't do that anymore. I'm just bad. Whatever. I'm okay with making him juke a Q to get himself into range. Okay, auto attacks put my E back up from cooldown. Classic that with Q. I really want to get this Tiamat. I'm also making him miss CS, which is good. This one's going to be hard for him to get. He's like, yeah, okay, he got that one. 37 to 37, he actually caught up. That's not great. I actually failed, which is why he caught up. We're both 6. Do some more of that thing. Good job. I probably shouldn't have taken one more turret shot, because having at least half HP makes me a little bit safer against Lee Sin. Actually, I should clear this. Also, if you last hit with your E, it doesn't cost any health, so it's a way to pretty easily push. Like, it gives me a non-mana way of pushing my lane. That's a little painful, but I'll be okay. Okay. Yeah, I didn't actually push this very well. As you can see, another wave got exactly where the last one was. So it's still going to be frozen under wrist turret, unfortunately. I pushed too slowly. So also, as it turns out, I didn't use a potion during the last fight. Guess I didn't need to, but whatever. I have my team out soon. That's good news. Okay. He's getting early health, not a lot of early armor. He was smart enough to not get any MR, which actually hurts him against Elise, which is really funny. I love this song, by the way. Yeah, okay, he trades pretty well. Yeah, okay, that was actually really bad. I can't actually lifesteal tank the wave. Hurts kind of a lot. Now he's queuing me, that's not fun. Ignited him, helped scare him away. I don't know if I needed to exactly, but... Ooh, good move! Oh, I'm fucked. That was really nice by that Lee Sin right there. That was so well played. Elise, why? Elise, please. That was bad. As soon as he kicked her, though, I should have immediately backed out. I forget if I actually baited myself there and stayed in and got queued, but Elise had no reason to stay. Alright, well, I have Tiamat now. I mean, a lot of it was that, like, I took a really bad trade against the, what's his name? Against the Nasus and got down to half HP. If I weren't at half, would have been fine completely. So, bad trade in lane turned into a gank that succeeded when it wouldn't have otherwise. Yeah, so he sustains pretty well, as we can tell. Although I think just the fact that I'm able to put a lot of ease on him makes him eventually run out of health. Like, it's pretty good damage. Yeah, okay, so they're all bottom. 265 true damage, like, that's pretty good. I'm getting, I think, some decent damage on him.
Shut down.
Yeah, I'm gonna Q that, that's fine. I probably shouldn't have Q'd there.
Double kill.
Nice! Good job bottom, guys.
An ally has been slain.
3 for 2, still good. There's only one guy alive, you probably... Yeah, okay. If he withers me, I can just ult, but I'm probably fine. Yeah, alright. That was a good move by him. He knew he could... Well, let's see. So if I have my ult, his Q hits pretty hard. God, am I really going to try to stay in this? I'm going to try. I have my W. Yeah, okay, lifesteal's pretty good. The problem is, okay, no, I see Lisa in bottom, so I'm pretty safe. I don't want to do anything without my W on. You can see my health comes up pretty quickly. Yeah, so that's actually pretty decent. I can just last it there with E, doesn't cost me anything. I get the health back. Funny thing is, if I had Spell Vamp, I would actually heal using my E. I want to have a bigger health bar than this though, so I'm going to do this whole buying thing. Okay, cool. So I managed to knock it all in. He's also running out of mana. Oh, damn. He didn't have mana. I could have stayed, because he has no way of actually forcing me to die. Oh, well. 86 to 81 in CS. He's, of course, still being Nasus and stacking his Q. I've died once when I shouldn't have. I've also given at least one kill. So I'm really not doing a lot. I'm kind of just treading water against Nasus, hoping I outscale. I think he's actually itemized poorly against me. I also think I'm playing poorly against him. Let's see if I can make this better. Damn, I missed 2 CS that I shouldn't have. I can probably get his turret first, though. He backed a fair bit after me. Like, by a decent margin, actually. Which means I can get his turret. I'm just going to tank him and just do it. Yeah, he got the Q on me. That was really well played. That was better played by him than by me. I basically wasted my ult when there was no reason to do so. And I let him kite me and hit a bunch of Qs on me, so we played that way better. I got his turret at least, though, and I think I'm going to respawn in time to not have him put any major turret pressure on me. I also realized that I make him run out of mana running from me. So if I can fight a longer term engagement, I straight just win. I also, the other thing is, I didn't give myself time to recoup and use Vicious Strikes in order to heal back closer to full, and then I definitely would have won. So, ah, that's cool. I'm happy to take blue. I guess Fiona doesn't need it. Yeah, it's a pretty good mana regen. Alright, let's do this. I traded waves against him. Okay, Lee Sin wasn't wearing blue. I can clear this pretty quickly. Oh, I should ward while I'm on the way. So one thing I meant to talk about a little while ago. Oh, 100 gold for that. Oh, that was the turret. Okay. One thing I meant to talk about is sorry, hold on. Okay. The cast time on Ravenous Hydra actually asks what your attack speed is. It scales with attack speed, which means if I use my W, I actually cast it more quickly and have less downtime. Okay, shit, I get hella out-traded. I need to not be so bad. I should really just be using my E to harass him and just lifesteal a bunch. Oh god. Yeah, okay. I need help. Because he lifesteals a lot if I can't punish him. And as you can tell, that's not good for me. Actually, I think he Q's harder than I E. Damn. I lost one of my windows. I need to get more armor before I fight him again. So if he Q's though, I have actually. So he's gonna want the minions. I have time to lifesteal here. Yeah. So if he's queuing minions, like he's not queuing me, and I can trade back. I do, however, have to not fight him during Wither. Now, whenever I decide to actually all in him, I will just pop my ulti, absorb the Wither, and the thing is, he doesn't have Ghost because he used it last time. And I just got a full health bar, so... Right, if I ever got to do this without getting Withered and his E, I would destroy him. But as you're seeing, he's basically backing when he runs out of mana, and he's doing a really good job of just like, oh, you're trying to do something? And that's very good on him to play that way. That's pretty much like the right way to play against Olaf, is you have to just like say, you basically have to punish him for his windows of uptime. His windows of uptime are like, oh, I just pressed W, I want to do things, and you have to say no to him. I could have ordered over the wall onto this red buff. I'm just going to go around. It's inefficient, but whatever. I'm likely to go Mercury Treads, even though I have my ultimate. It's not always going to be up. And like I really want to have... damn. Alright, I'm just going to take a fight with this guy. Because I feel confident, right? I'm an Olaf. Why wouldn't I? I want them to overextend more and take more poke before I go in, because they have to go really hard to do anything here. Oh, that's an Elise. All right, coming, baby. Goes for this. Oh, it just got evaporated. That is awesome. Are we really? Oh my god. Damn, this is manly. They're gonna know though that minion sauce all go down. Yeah, because we had to go through here. Yeah, I'll take some of this. Ooh. I guess their jungler wasn't alive. It's a really low chance they get it from us. Yeah, Fiddle's not one of the best. If he got it though, that'd be pretty legendary. Alright, so I'm trying to think if I want to go Tenacity or not. I feel like I want to. Even though Ninja Tabby is like the way I actually fight against a Nasus. He does some magic damage. But so I'm gonna go Merc Treads. We'll see. He's gonna E me. Whatever. Their red's up, but it's not worth trying for. He's freezing, that's smart of him, but it's not gonna matter too much.
The might of Lockbar approaches.
Just stack health, why not? Whatever. Not like I really, like, I don't know, health isn't exactly like the optimal build on Olaf, but I do want health. I also don't know why I'm building MR when I'm fighting a physical damage top laner and a physical damage jungler. I should have stopped at Kindle Gem and gone, I mean, I guess I'm not building MR, I'm building health right now, which is fine. And building health and MR together when I can get some MR, it actually lets me not die to Nasus ult. But like, I mean, Spirit Fist is really good, to be fair, right? Like, me getting health back is awesome, but not getting any armor against a 260 stack Nasus, which is not actually all that crazy. I've seen worse. So I'm not too sad about how I've laned so far. didn't pick up my axe, so... Alright, I fucked up. Thank you, Leona, for being a homie. Oh god, I almost got you killed. Okay, that was close. I actually really almost got her killed. They're coming back up, we're low on health, I'm gonna take their red. Oh, wow, alright, that was manly. Whoops, there we go. Alright, so I have Spirit Visit now. I'm just gonna go for it. I will take magic damage in team fights eventually. It also gives me CDR and the like amazingly ludicrously good passive, so. And there, now I got Clothhammers, so now I can totally pretend like I itemized properly for the lane when I didn't. Malzahar has really good minion kills, but he's just dying a lot. I feel like that's par for the course for Malzahar. He's a little bit hard to navigate in fights, but man, does he get gold. I can pretty much kill this guy, I'm pretty sure. Like, he runs away just when I'm in range of him. Like, oh, could he spinning axe me? Spinning axe? What the fuck? Could he undertow me? Alright, I'm gonna peace out late. That's how it feels like right now. God, this attack animation is so laborious. It's just like, ugh! Ugh! Okay, and also there's a Fiddlesticks right there. Aw, he got that already. Well, Fiddle's right there, though. So, until we see Fiddle, I'm not gonna go fight this Nasus, because I'll have to burn my ult and my ghost. Oh! Alright. Oh, I didn't pick up my undertow again, I'm bad. Yeah, if I actually had moved to get my other undertow axe, actually that's going to push on its own, I'm just going to join my team. If I had moved to grab my undertow axe, like when I was around here, I would have gotten the kill. Bad play. I'm not that good with Olaf yet. So I want to point out two things. One, the forums used to think Olaf was the worst champion in the game, and that the buffs last patch weren't going to be enough. And two, that Nasus is unbeatable, and if you don't remove the farming Q, he just wins. So those things both didn't happen. Also, oh yeah, Vayne's broken too, right? That's right. Oh, and real supports suck now. You should play mages like Fiddlesticks. I think all those things are said. So, you know, general discussion. Oh yeah, and jungle's a dead roll. Ooh, that was actually pretty well played. Oh my god, what just happened? Oh, well, I don't know why I ignited you, but... Alright, I'm bad. I didn't realize we had all died, so I was just like sitting there fighting, and I was like, where's my team? Guys? Oh. I'm good at this game. Alright. Had a text message. All is well. Yeah, so we basically went for early Kindle Gem into... Okay, this sheen's kind of weird. Early Kindle Gem I actually like on Nasus, because you just kind of like want tank stats, and that's fine. And you really want CDR, because you get Qs, your ult comes up basically every time you want it. and you can Wither Chain. Like, Kindle Gem is a wonderful item for Nasus. He's going to build Spirit Visit anyway, right? Then he's going for Randuin's because, like, shock, we have a Fed AD carry and a big Olaf. So I can't really hate on his build. Cool, I tanked this, I'm fine with that. Oh yeah, so Malzahar hit me with his E, and then I killed a minion wave. So I'm full health again. I'm splitting off from my team, which I know is not exactly ideal, but like, I'm not about to let that guy take a free outer turret. Like, it's okay to take the game a little bit slow. Make sure you get all the lanes in good shape, and then like do Baron and shit like that. So, and it took all of 20 seconds to get a wave up to this top turret now. Like, and now we have another turret that we can kill. We didn't want to dive the Nexus. Oops, that E was early. Okay, I should actually come down. They're actually fighting. I'll ghost, because why not? Pop my ult just because I want the style points. Swag, 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 swag. Swag, swag, swag. Swag! So watch this swag. I don't even want to watch the Nexus. You know what I want to watch? My base. Oh, I didn't go in time! No, I didn't get the swag. I was going to recall. I didn't recall in time though. Alright. Yeah. Our release did really good though, dude. 7, 3, and 10. Getting that Spectre Wraith going? Yeah. So one thing I do want to kind of point out is let's talk about all the things that people complain about in general discussion. Number 1, Vayne is OP. Doesn't matter how far behind she gets, you can't beat her. She's going to destroy you. Nasus is broken. If you don't shut him down and kill him 3 times early game, and even if you do, he's going to farm it to late game and kill you. Olaf sucks. The rework ruined him. Right? What are you doing? He's useless. I mean, I guess we can go for jungling as a dead role, but that one's kind of whatever. Oh yeah, double target is double relic shield is completely BS, and you can't beat it. It's so OP. Whatever. I like being passive aggressive about people who whine about things. Vayne got slightly nerfed on her E. Like, anyway, whatever. Oh, and Vayne is raging, so Labuse raging at his Malzahar teammate. Thanks for checking this out. And you can go tell Dorothy that we're not in Kansas anymore. Actually, I'm curious. Okay, so I did about 30,000 damage to champions. Only 15,000 of it was physical. Very little was magic. I'm not sure how. Oh, Leona. Leona is how I did some magic damage. So I did roughly half true damage. so for everyone whining about how Vayne does a lot of damage to champion, then it's all true. Come on, forums. Like a quarter of her damage. I did half true damage. Alright, whatever. Let's see. I did highest damage champion, that's cool. Cinder did a good job too. I want to look at some other stats, because stats are really entertaining to me. Let's see. Damage taken. Yeah, alright. Shockingly, the harass on Nasus eventually catted up. Healing done. Yeah, baby. 10,000 health. Actually healed a good amount. Let's see. 200 mini kills. Okay. Let's see. What was I gonna talk about? Okay, so I don't know what I'm 1v1ing Chinook, dude. I don't know. Hey Phreak, what is the #1 thing you would recommend a player do after having not played for 3 months? I think the most important thing is just refamiliarize yourself. Like, I would play low impact game mode. Like, play a Corpus AI or a custom game or something. Don't jump into ranked right away. Just like warm up is the best thing I can say, really, right? Like, a lot of things will come back to you. Some things you won't remember. Some things are gonna be new. Play, I don't know. Like, there's no like special way to get back into the game, I don't think. Is Jace good in the mid lane? Yeah, he is. He's really great, actually. I don't know, I like the Yordles. It's not for everyone, but I like them. How many games have you played altogether? Jeez. This is gonna... I don't know, to be honest. I mean, I've played 400 ranked games, well, more than 400 ranked games this season on this account. Another 400 on Phreak. Hundreds more across the other 2 seasons. I mean, just multiple thousands. That's all I can really say. A lot. I think Sinjo is a viable jungler. I think that he's actually, I would say, a good Ancient Golem jungler, because Ancient Golem is cool because it rewards you for clearing your jungle every once in a great while. Like, you're going to spend most of your time on Sinjo ganking, but like clearing a jungle camp and getting bonus 40 gold like once a minute or something is actually really good. And so it'll surge you up in gold a little bit. Like over the course of the game, it'll be worth a couple hundred extra gold on an item you normally buy anyway. So it helps you keep up, which is really nice. Phreak, how do you ward against Eve Rengar? Same way you did before. Pink wards didn't go anywhere. The only thing that changed is that Eve can kill the pink wards herself, but you still saw the gank. Like, the fact that pink wards don't time out and are cheaper, I think accounts for the fact that they can be killed without other wards now. Because before, you could ward it if no one ganked. It was a basically useless ward. It gave you Presence of Mind, and that was nice, but so does the other ward. But instead of timing out, they can maybe be slain if she goes. However, there's so much gold in the jungle that, like, if she's spending time like killing a pink ward, revealing herself, and kind of doing nothing with it, instead of like farming, and obviously the gank got averted, that ward still paid for itself. And again, it's also cheaper and doesn't time out of its own. So, pretty much the same way as you used to. You actually never got to ward against Rengar, really. You would ward if you were like going to siege. You would just pink ward on your bodies. Said you couldn't like sneak up on you, but
isolate and devour, rift superpower, gifts make you cower. So many downs on these kids, I got sick of the announcer. I'm sending clowns home like a bouncer. No known counter, the hunger is endless.
So someone asked about Maokai. I mean, so Maokai is in the same kind of boat as Sinjo. He's a guy who doesn't circle clear the jungle. He ganks a whole bunch. And he brings a lot of utility to the team. Not every jungler is a really good jungle clearer. That's why Ancient Golem exists, so that you only have to clear once in a while to still get a pretty good jungle payout. Like, Maokai hasn't changed, right? Like, he's still Maokai. Maokai used to be the like most dominant jungle pick. People just kind of stopped. He's still good. So actually I find that Wriggles is quite strong. So you're right that an item like Wriggles takes a good amount of time to pay off. And some people don't want to pay that price. I've played a bunch of games of Spectral Wraith Circle Farm, as well as Wriggle's Circle Farm, and I am the highest level, highest gold champion in the game by fully ignore PvEing. And then at any point in time, I have the option of saying, oh, I'm near bottom lane, there's a fight going on. Because if you are circle farming with those two items, you are always at full health and usually at full, well, with Wriggles usually, with Wraith always at full mana. And so you are constantly between top lane, mid lane, and bottom lane, top lane, mid lane, and bottom lane, top lane, mid lane, and bottom lane. You're always at full stats, you're always at full health and mana, you're always nearby one of those lanes as you go through the jungle. Then when a gank happens, you're like, I'm a level 13 dude when you're all level 11, I'm gonna fight y'all because I happen to be in your top lane. And you can just counter gank people. I think that's fine. Like, I've actually had a really good success playing Circle Farm, Amimu Circle Farm, Evelyn Circle Farm, Master Yi, and just being opportunistic. Like, some champions force ganks and are good at forcing ganks, right? There's guys who play Jarvan the Fourth or Lee Sin and buy an Ancient Golem or something, or maybe an Elder Lizard, and they're going to go do fancy things to go make plays. And sometimes it'll work and sometimes it won't. Sometimes they'll actually snowball off of your team because they got some really good ganks in there that you couldn't counter gank. Some champions are Master Yi who don't force ganks. Instead, they get a level lead by circle farming the jungle and being opportunistic. It's all about being in the right mindset, where if I'm playing Rose Yi, and actually I will show you the game I played. It should still be my match history. This is a Diamond 1 Jungle Master Yi game where I was the first to level 18 and the highest gold in the game at the end of the game. And I rushed Wriggles, and then bought Zerg Creeps, then got an Avarice Blade, and then just sort of built like this. I got a Static Shiv and an Infinity Edge. And I was the highest impact champion. Yeah, I lost a lot of games today, dude. I lost a whole bunch of games today. But this game I won. So you check yourself. And yeah, I got an as I was clearing double golems, there was a fight in bottom lane that broke out, and I was like, oh, their Master Yi, or their Lee Sin came to gank. I'm gonna go run in here, pop my ult, and press Q, and get a double kill. And like save my team, because a third of the time I'm gonna be bottom lane near my lane, like my team's turret, because I'm down there killing golems, right, for 10 seconds every minute, right? Or I'm gonna be by wraiths and I can get down there, whatever. Being opportunistic and just watching the map is a fine way to jungle. Because remember, so to get back to the earlier point about how the other jungler is going to make plays and force things, that other jungler never had as much gold as me. Their top laner never had as much gold as me. Sure, I've sunk some gold into getting Wriggles, that's stat inefficient. But if I'm higher level than you and always at full health, I'm going to win some of those fights. And again, I still outscale you. And heck, I get to ward for people! I get to ward to watch their jungler come gank top lane and get a free counter gank. On top of my like red relic that I'm gonna my yellow relic I'm gonna use to do stuff. I backed at Madrid's. I backed at Madrid's plus dagger. I backed at Wriggles plus boots or something like that. And then I backed at like Zertgrease plus Avarice Blade. And then I backed at like Zeal plus BF sword. And then I just went like, I had a Static Shiv, I'm done. Like, game over, it's over. And it was just like, it was mad silly, dude. I'm just saying. Like, if you think farming the jungle is bad, you're silly. I'm just saying. Someone says Wukong's really good in lane now without oracles. You shouldn't have been buying oracles for a lane matchup. It's really, really not worth it. You are much better served carrying a couple of pink wards. And if you're like, man, I really wish I could see him right now, put a pink ward down. And until you've had to put down 4 pink wards, you are better off than if you bought an oracles. Probably better to just do that, right? One for All is a freaking sweet game mode where both team gets 3 bans, and then you vote on what champion you want to play, and your whole team plays that champion, and it's freaking awesome. It's really fun. I recommend trying it if you haven't yet. Someone asked, so Phreak, will COG become viable again? I think it's really weird that someone asked this because COG is viable. He was played and won games at the Season 3 World Championship. I'm just saying. The biggest tournament to date 2 months ago played Kog'Maw. And other AD carries have only gotten nerfed since then. What do you want me to say, dude? Oh, I'm actually not going to play anymore today. I'm sorry if you guys are actually waiting for you to play more games. I am not. Basically, OGN Champions Winter? Yeah, should be Winter. Is coming on in 20 minutes, which is not enough time for me to play a game. So I'm not going to. So FYI that. I don't like streaming over other major tournaments. So I know tonight's games won't be on 3.14. I don't know when the Korean League switches over. I also know that IEM is going to be on 3.13, so that's also going to be on the Season 3 stuff. I know that Battle of the Atlantic and the promo relegation is going to be in 3.14, or maybe 3.15. I don't know for sure. I don't remember when everything else comes up, so FYI that. Do you have an advice on where to find all the upcoming streams? Sure, if you go to esportcalendar.com, it actually has a pretty good set of information on like what games are coming up, their streams, their websites. It's pretty cool. Esportcalendar.com is a pretty cool place to go.
So many bad guys, so little time.
So someone asks, no, I don't want to ask that question. Let's see, I'm trying to think of other questions I haven't answered before, because I've actually answered a lot of these already. There's also a Google Chrome add-on to track tournament streams, that's true. Phreak, when will we see Team Builder on live? I don't know, it's going through testing still. Best I can give you is to say, follow the posts that go up on PvE and on the other forums and website and whatnot. I don't know exactly though. Oh yeah, and the Scrunner reworks back on PvE. It might come out next patch. Someone asks, how do you win versus a passive laner when he is ranged and you are melee? If he's passive and he's ranged, you've won your lane because he's not harassing you anymore. But playing a melee versus range matchup in general is all about basically finding windows of opportunity. Because a good range versus melee matchup, the range player is going to play aggressively on you and you'll take damage a whole bunch. So there's two main things I want to stress if you're playing a melee versus ranged matchup. Number one, and this is really freaking important, was that CS worth it? Was that minion kill worth it? If Kennen is level 6, and you're at half HP, and he has Ignite and his ultimate up, and he's sitting by the minion wave, is it worth you auto-attacking that caster minion next to him? No. You'll get like 15 gold, and he will kill you. So don't do it. That is rule number one. Unless you get ganked Like, unless you're like stupidly far behind also, but unless you get ganked or someone roams, no one can force you to die in a lane matchup. They aren't there. Now, they might zone you out, you might not get gold, but no one can force you to die in a 1 versus 1 without a significant disparity in power. It doesn't exist. Unless you screw up, it doesn't exist. So anytime you die, not worth. Sometimes worth, usually not worth. Now what's important to do is, okay, what minions can you get? So let's say you're Shyvana. Now actually what's funny is the pros in Korea right now are actually maxing E first on Shyvana, which gives you really good wave clear as well as really good last hitting. If you're Olaf and you're stuck in that matchup, you might want to max your Undertow instead of the true damage of Reckless Swing. If you're Jarvan, you've got a Q. If you're Lee Sin, you can Q stuff, or you can use a shield to last hit. But there's things to remember about this. So we'll still talk about the last hitting concept, because it's important to get gold. You probably shouldn't go Ancient Coin. I feel like that'd be bad. You could. Probably not worth it, though. But basically, use long-range skill shots or targeted nukes to last hit from range, which will actually usually keep you safe. You usually can't auto-attack the ranged minions. And also, because they're last hitting and you're not, the lane will push to your turret. Unless you've been taking damage for no reason in lane, which you shouldn't have been doing, they cannot stop you from last hitting under your turret, right? The wave eventually comes in, it's all up under your turret, you should be full health, they can't attack you without pulling turret aggro. So you get most of that minion gold back. It gets a little bit more difficult when you get to the caster minions, but they've been untouched up until now. They're all still in front of the turret. You can kind of kill them all in a row, like AoE them down, whatever, and like take 300 points of damage to full clear the caster wave. And that kind of resets. You'll probably go down 10% minions doing that. I mean, they can, but not a lot, right? Like, they'll pull turret aggro if they screw it up. You're generally okay. Now, the other thing you want to try to do is look for ways to be aggressive, to actually punish your opponent. Number one, don't do this when they have a minion wave and you don't. Minions do a lot. Minions do like, I want to say like 50 damage per second. And that's just like early game. That gets worse later on unless you're stacking armor. Minions do a lot of damage to you. You need to be very aware of how many minions are there ready to fight you, because it's going to suck if you do it wrong. So number one, if you look for a fight, don't do it when your minions are already dead. Which is tempting because it's usually going to be when your lane pushes towards your turret and you have like more room to move and like he's overextended, but he's got more minions than you. Be careful of that. Number two, know the matchup. So some very few, but some matchups are lost causes. One example that I know is Kayle versus Riven. If Riven tries to go in on Kayle, Kayle Qs you, walks back anytime you broken wings more toward her, like, and then just turns around, turns on E, and just hits you a whole bunch while you're still slowed. And there's no window for Riven to get in, gap close, and deal damage. That doesn't actually exist in that matchup without getting a gank. Now it does however preclude Kayle from harassing you, because in order for Kayle to harass you, she has to burn her E early. As a Riven, you can back out, and then now you've got an 8-second window where she doesn't have range damage anymore, and now you can E, Q, 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 stun, right, and you can actually fight her back because she has no way of counterattacking you, and then it gives you a window. So you have this interesting mix there in that example matchup of, well, if she never tries really hard, you never have the window, but if she tries to go on you, you then do have a window based on her cooldown. Similarly, if you're fighting a Kennen, and he burns his W passive, hits a minion, you've got a bit of a window here where he can't put as much damage on you, he can't guarantee a stun without burning his escape move, you can go in a little bit more. If you're someone like Jax or Xin Zhao or Lee Sin, if you land your engage, you can go in, do some damage there, they'll burn a disengage, you'll back off, you'll do it again, but any of those champions are very bursty, right? Jarvan EQ auto attack, maybe one more hit, pops a shield, runs away. Couple hundred damage, all of it during crowd control. And you walk out and go lick your wounds. You shouldn't have very many. Jax, right? Jumps on, stuns you, hits you, gets the ult hit, walks away. What makes you walk away, then walks away himself. Couple hundred damage, didn't take any damage to their crowd control while it happened. You're safe. Renekton, dash forward again, land, auto attack, land the W reset, Q, walk away. Did a bunch of damage, all happened during CC, nothing happened to you. As long as your rotation is available and their disengage is not going to be there, you can play melee versus range matchups. One more example, Shyvana. Lot harder, but you can play around the brush, you can use burnout to get in a range, land your E. You can always poke with E, it's always there. It's 200 something damage, it's pretty good. That's all there. What do you think about Shyvana and Olaf? Do you think they are too strong or just right? I don't know. They're definitely very good. I don't know if they're OP. And what's funny is, like, so there's competitive viability, like tournament play. Where you have guys like Shen and Zed and whatnot who are getting picked a heck of a lot. Even though, to the general public, they're not that strong. Like, in the live game, Shen loses more than half his games. If there's a Shen on your team, you are more likely to lose than to win. And yet, like, everyone is, like, all in the Shen hype train. Now, to be fair, competitive, like, top-tier gameplay is different from, like, dudes playing solo queue on a ladder. And that is very worth, like, stressing, making sure people realize this, that, like, if you think about it, like, Shen has a global save me teleport that you can, like, make plays around. Like, it makes sense that kind of guy is better in coordinated play. But, like, even still, that dude is getting bans, like, in solo queue. Even though people's actual experience is that Shen is not that strong. Same with Zed, actually, right? Zed is a really good split pusher, creates a lot of pressure, really good 1v1s, lost more than half his games to the general public. And, you know, it's an interesting balance to strike, where, like, here's this champion that's, like, getting banned all the time and actually isn't winning all his games. And it's always funny to me. I'm not going to bed. I'm going to hold the stream on until OGN starts, and I'm going to watch that. Team Dark for Samsung Ozone could be fun. Dark are actually pretty good. Their individual player skill is there. They don't quite have the strats yet. Ozone, I still want to see more of. I just read like insta-lock. When I solo queue. Alright. So someone asks, Teemo question, with the removal of oracles, someone can successfully zone objectives off the map. How do you feel about that? Buy red trinkets! They're free! Okay, I mean, like, the 475 gold one isn't free, but you know how oracles could time out? And you had to face check the brush to sweep wards? You know what red trinket doesn't make you do? Have it time out and face check brush! And it's like a 60-second cooldown. Like, if you guys want to go do Baron, bring 2 red trinkets and sweep that crap. And, like, mushrooms are worth 10 gold apiece. Like, it's really, like, the one thing I actually don't get is I actually had a game, this was 2 games ago for me. My support had a ruby sightstone and still had his yellow trinket. That makes no sense to me. I have no idea why you'd even do that. There's no reason to. Like, everyone's all on the yellow trinket hype tray, and I understand that if you don't want to buy wards. But, like, jungler should be bringing a red trinket. I think support should bring a red trinket. Or actually, jungler can bring a blue trinket. That's actually really good too. But, like, I think for 80, actually, yeah, I think for 80 carry, mid and top, probably yellow Trinket is optimal. I think for support, red Trinket is optimal. I think for jungler, red or blue is optimal. Support blue might be fighting red for the spot, but like you should honestly have 2 red trinkets on your team by endgame, like upgraded to Oracle's red trinkets, because then you're like, damn son, you know all those wards that no one's buying, they're all dead, and like it's just so good, dude, like for real. Yeah, Nocturne has some value in blue trinket because he can make sure he can ult people. The reason I say junglers like blue trinkets is because it watches for a counter gank. Because here's the thing, right? When you're going to gank, counter ganks only come from like one spot. They only come from one spot. And it's just like, dude, if I just like, just blue trinket that right before I gank, and I don't see a bro, and then I just engage on you, or I like it's so good. Like, I don't know, it's really weird that people aren't buying the other trinkets very much, because they're just so good, dude. Pink wards are raid bosses to kill, it's true. I've gotten baited by pink wards twice so far in the day. I'm such a bad player. They're killing it, and it's just like, I just die for being bad. So K9 Elite says, my friend has higher MMR than me, but when we duo, he gets placed below me in pick order. He probably doesn't have higher MMR than you. How do you know he has higher MMR if he's always below you? He might have more LP than you. That can happen. It's rare. But no. I don't believe you, sir. Oh, I could have played an ARAM with you guys while answering questions. You're right. Oh no, the stream's on in 5 minutes. I'm sorry, guys. I saw that suggestion too late. I would have totally played an ARAM with you guys, but Champions Winter is live in 5 minutes, so that didn't happen. I apologize for that. But you're right. We could have been playing together, and that's my bad. I'm gonna do one more thing. I'm gonna go over the mastery trees from what I've seen so far. Before OGN. Okay, I've got people tweeted me this question. I'm actually going to try to not look at chat so much now because I won't be looking at it too much. So I've actually covered over chat, and that will keep me from being distracted by the chat while I answer this stuff. So let's run down the mastery trees. I'm going to start by going down each tree individually. Let's start with the offense tree. So there's a couple things I want to point out. These are both very good, the attack speed and cooldown reduction masteries. I think, though, that if you need to cut points, this is the first place you start cutting points from. Because generally speaking, these are, they're good, but they're not as good as the other stuff down farther down in the tree. I think this stuff right here is very good if you're a jungler, or if you're a mana-hungry wave clear. Like, so I don't think it's very good for mages who get blue buff. I don't think it's very good for guys like Vladimir. I think it is pretty good for guys like top lane Jarvan, top lane Olaf, maybe even jungle Olaf actually, because he won't be getting a lot of mana back. Basically any jungler is actually going to get this, but also anyone who's going to be mana hungry. So Sivir, Olaf, guys like that. Probably not worth it on Shyvana. I think actually you want to have the mana to matter in order to get this. But this is pretty much what I would get it on, is junglers and guys who aren't going to get blue and are going to use mana. Okay. Right, kill this for now. Going 9 points in the tree is perfectly fine. If you're a bro and you want to just like do this and then go somewhere else, that's fine. The only time you should go deep offense is if you are planning on building multiple offensive items during the game. If you're just getting Ravenous Hydra and stopping, if you're just getting a Trinity Force and going tanky, if your only offensive item is going to be 2 Doran's Blades in the jungle, don't go past 9 points in the tree. Because think about what the other points are, right? Like, I can do this, get 9 points, and get attack speed, a little bit of bonus damage, and a bunch of AD early on in the game. The deeper stuff is all percentage based, right? 5% bonus AD. Like, I'll actually put some points in just so we can get farther down in the tree. I'll just put random points in just so we can look at it. If I go deeper than 9 points here, I'd have right? 1 to 3% bonus damage and auto attacks and spells. I have 5% bonus AD, which by the way does not give you 5% total attack damage. If you never buy a single item, this is worth 0. This mastery right here is worth 0 attack damage. But if you're buying a Bloodthirster and a Last Whisper and an Infinity Edge, you know, all this other stuff, then it's really valuable because those items are worth 5% more. That's an important distinction to keep in mind. Again, if you're not going to get crit, you don't want Frenzy. If you're not going to have a lot of actual damage output, Devastating Strikes does not help you. It's going to give you like 3 to 4% bonus damage. No damage early game, almost nothing. It's going to give you more late game. 3% increased damage from Havoc, obviously, again, same sort of rule here. As far as AD is concerned, if you're not going to invest heavily in the tree, don't bother, or if you're not going to invest heavily in the items, don't bother investing heavily in the tree. This actually, it's actually really analogous. Okay, so there's AD stuff. Other thing I'm going to talk about right here is spell weaving, blade weaving. I've tried a couple times to make this work. I'm not quite sure who it's best on. So if you're someone like Evelyn who's going to auto attack and cast spells, think about the actual way this is going to work out. Because Evelyn doesn't actually auto attack enemy champions very much. She doesn't get much out of this. Akali actually gets a fair bit out of this. Akali is going to auto attack a good amount. Kennen is going to auto attack a fair amount, at least in lane, right? So if you auto attack a guy during lane and stack this up, you're going to get some good damage out of spell weaving. Now that said, unless you are an actual auto attacker, a guy who cares about your auto attack damage, don't get blade weaving. So spell weaving is basically a way to say, hey, hit a guy a couple times, then go for it. Vladimir can use this. Kennen can use this. Akali actually can make some good use of this. Kale's definitely going to make good use of this. Support Annie, or just Annie in general, is going to make good use of this. Ryze actually makes good use of this as well. However, Annie and Ryze do not use blade weaving, right? If I hit you with spells, and I'm going to, do I care about my auto attack damage? Probably not, actually. And so keep that in mind. For getting just spell weaving is fine. You are not as likely to use blade weaving. There are some guys who do, though, and one of the biggest points here is Kale. Okay, let's move over to the other side of the tree now. Sorcery is really good. Again, if you just want some AP, but you're not going to be like a hardcore mage bro, don't worry about it. You don't need to go deeper than Arcane Mastery, because again, 5% bonus AP, not that important. Right, 5% of your AP turns into magic damage and auto attack, not that important. 6% magic pen, not that important. 3% bonus damage, not that important if you don't have a bunch of AP. If you're planning on being, let's say you're gonna play Nami, but you're not gonna play with you're gonna play with like cooldown reduction and not a lot of AP. This kind of stuff's not that useful for you. If you are gonna go like AP hardcore Nami, then maybe, right? But even still, you can just get like the early AP and you're fine. Just depends on what you want out of it. Now, I talked about this. Double-edged sword, by the way, only get if you're actually going to be a high damage dealer. I did get it on Olaf, I'm pretty sure, and it was pretty valuable. Because if you're a bruiser, 2% bonus damage, receive 1% more damage, generally speaking is really good. Because this does work on minions, right? Like, this gives you better wave clear, it gives you better last hitting. Generally speaking, is going to be valuable. If you're Nautilus, I wouldn't go for this. If you're Evelyn, yeah. If you're a ranged guy, if your actual role is damage, then yes. If you're Nami, again, I wouldn't. Let's see. But yeah, if you go deep in the tree, right, bonus AP is great, Magic Pen's great, Havoc's great. Now, the other master I haven't talked about yet is Executioner and Dangerous Game. Executioner is really good. I also think it actually works on non-champions right now. That might change the feature patch, so this video might be outdated at some point. But this is a very strong mastery. Dangerous Game is quite good as well. This is pretty much just standard strong as you go down the tree. And so, for example, my default AD carry page, when we look at all this together, as an AD carry, I'm going to wave clear, I'm going to spend mana, and I'm going to go down this side. And again, I'll cut a point from Fury, and I'll go all the way down here. Now, Double-Edged Sword is okay. It's 1.5% bonus damage. I'm a little bit more squishy for it, but it's not bad. Actually, in retrospect, it's probably worth putting the point there and ditching Fury. But this is just pretty good in general. Early attack speed's still good, but yeah. The other thing to point out is, hey, if you don't know what to do, you can go straight down the line. If you're an AD carry, you can go straight down the line. You have to make a side detour for Frenzy, a side detour for this stuff. But if you can kind of just visualize this tree, down this side, at a point here, and this is a pretty good AD carry setup, right? Just down the lines, column 2, column 4, and just don't get Arcane Blade. Right, same thing for a mage. Down this side, and then you leak over for Devastating Strikes. Mages are actually even easier. You get all of row 3 and 4, or column 3 and 4, and then you get these 2 down here. So if you're in a pinch and you don't know what to do for your masteries, this is pretty easy. It might not be always optimal for your champion, but this is always pretty easy. This is always going to be pretty good no matter what. Pretty safe, will do what you want. Okay, as I talked about AD carry or AD junglers, I actually did grab Frenzy because this was a Master Yi page at the time. But if you're gonna be like a Nocturne or something, or like a high damage Shyvana or a Lee Sin, you're not gonna get this crit, but you might get some of this stuff. Again, junglers really care about Feast. Okay, let's talk about the other pages now. Yeah, so that's basically offense. Actually, one other thing is bruisers are going to be a little bit similar. Bruisers oftentimes will do like a 9-20-1-0. You don't have to go very deep in offense if you're not going to buy a lot of attack items. So keep that in mind. Okay, that's the basic rundown of the offense tree. Let's move over to the defense tree. This one's actually a bit more complex for me because I'm not... oh, you're right. I'm going to cut this short. That's the offense tree. We'll do the rest later because guess what, guys? It's time for twitch.tv/ongamenet. Wait, it shouldn't be a rebroadcast. This should be live, right? Hey guys, twitch.tv/ongamenet. League of Legends. It's pretty freaking sweet. It's a cool thing. So by the way, guys, go watch Koreans play League of Legends. They're really awesome. Also, pretty soon, also IEM is going to be live as well. So it's worth watching that. So good night, everyone. Hope you enjoyed the stream. I'll be streaming more over the weekend, but go watch Koreans because I will be later.